We are live with Beards, Heads, and Threads. Welcome to the channel here today. We are going to be discussing the difference between head shavers when it comes to foil shavers and rotary shavers. So, as you're coming in, make sure you drop a chat or a line in the chat. I would love to see who's joining us today on this live stream. So, let's see here. I'm going to pull this up so I can see what's going on in the chat. We're going to talk about different head shavers. We're going to talk about some foils and we're going to talk about some rotaries. We're going to try to get some interaction here, some dialogue to see what is working for you guys and what are your favorite head shavers that you use, what are you using right now. I'm going to kind of discuss my thoughts on rotary shavers versus foil shavers. So if you are new to this channel, thanks for subscribing. Welcome to this channel where we talk a lot about head shaving. And we talk about beard care stuff, all kinds of stuff. So I got several trimmers here, shavers that I'm going to talk about today and just kind of share with you guys. So if you're tuning in, make sure you hit that like button. I would appreciate it. So let me see here. I'm going to get to the chat here and rotary or foil. Boom. That's the question for the day. We've got Kevin in the house. What's happening, Kevin? Appreciate you stopping by. So I want to do something a little bit different today on the stream. I think it's going to be something that a lot of people will enjoy. It's just some good dialogue and some good interaction. So as you come in, Devo Drop, good to see you. Good to see you, buddy. Let's see here. Where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I? There I am. I got a point where I'm going with this. Okay. So I'm gonna play a cool game today. All right. So, questions on head shaving. All right, let's see if this works. A lot of you guys may not know this. What's going on, Alan? Wisdom with the wink. Good to see you, man. All right, so gonna do some quizzing. All right, so how many of you guys like trivia? So we're gonna talk about these, we're gonna talk about these, we're gonna talk about these, we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff when it comes to foil shavers and when it comes to rotary shavers. But right now in the beginning, what I want to do, if you're tuning in, I'm gonna ask some questions and I want you to give me the answers. The first person to win the answer as far as win this quiz or this trivia, you know, you just you get the nothing, right? You get the nothing award, like you just get recognized, right? So what two ancient civilizations valued hairlessness and shave their heads to clean shave, or shave their heads to stay clean and free of lice? Let me know if you know this. Drop it in the chat. I would love to know who is up on history, who knows these things. Most people aren't going to know this, but I thought it was kind of interesting. Which two ancient civilizations valued hairlessness, all right, and shaved their heads to stay clean from oil? Sorry, not oil. Lice and well, I guess just lice, to stay free and clean of lice. Anybody know? Anybody? Anybody? Now these are going to be a lot tougher questions, obviously, for most people, because obviously, how in the world would we know what ancient civilizations shaved their heads because they wanted to keep their heads clean and free of lice? Well, geez, I think most people today should probably look at situations like that. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have to worry about lice, but I do have to worry about lice in my beard. So if you're a bearded guy out there, let me know. Just say I have a beard. Say I have a shaved head. A lot of you guys I know right now, Devo Drop doesn't shave his head. Alan doesn't shave his head, but you guys are very well in tune with this channel. Alan, you got a great beard. So Welcome. So I'm going to give you the answer to this one because I know that it's probably kind of a hard one, but it's ancient Egypt. Obviously, think about all the Egyptians that had shaved heads. Makes sense, right? You didn't know this before, but now you do. A lot of the Egyptians, they had shaved heads, and the reason why they had shaved heads was because they wanted to keep their heads clean and free of lice. Isn't that amazing? Egypt, years and ancient years ago. Lice was still a problem back there, apparently. All right, and also India. Okay, so which can you hear me now? We are live again. My goodness, sorry guys. Man, what I was saying was when you expect a call all day long and then they call you when you go live and then you stop their call from calling and then they call back again. That's just the way it is. Some people just don't catch the point when you don't answer. It might be because you intentionally didn't want to answer. So let me ask this question for the fifth time again. All right. Which religious groups traditionally shave their heads as part of their vows and monastic practices? All right. Which ones? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to think of bald people that are religious. Now, I'm not saying Christian or anything like that, but just religious in some type of a religion. Which people, which religious groups traditionally shave their head? Anybody? There's a lot of Christians out there that shave their heads. I shave mine, but I don't do it for religious reasons. All right, so I know these are a little bit harder. Boom, Alan, boom. You got it, brother. That's one of them. Many Buddhist monks and nuns, but what else can you say? Who else could you say shaves their heads as well? Think Eastern religions. When you think Buddhism, it's kind of like Buddhism. It kind of sounds like Buddhism. I don't want to give the answer away, but come on, guys, you got this. All right. Maybe you don't. And it would simply be Hindu. Hindu groups like Hare Christmas. I don't know what that is. All right. So, anyways, moving on. Let's get something more something that would be easier for us. Okay. I know these are hard quiz questions, but here's some that's probably more tailored to understanding for us. What does a shaved head often symbolize in military and athletic contexts? Come on, first one to do it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Who's going to get the first? Who's going to answer it first? Who's going to answer it? What does a shaved head often symbolize in military and athletic contexts? Come on. Not everybody at the same time. Guys, I'm really trying to open up your brains today and help you to learn new things about shaved heads. For all of you guys out there that don't shave their head, you guys are like, you know what? This stuff just does not matter to me. I'm just here for the beard stuff. Sleek and fast. Well, that's pretty dang close. Pretty dang close. Strength, vitality, and vigor. All right. So, according to a study, what two traits are men who shave their head regarded as possessing? What two traits? What two traits are men who shave their head regarded as possessing? This one's an interesting one, guys. Really interesting. If you shave your head out there, let me know, is this true? Is this true of what this study says? According to a study, what two traits are men who shave their head regarded as possessing? Man, I'm glad everybody's guessing these ones. I got to tell you. I'm telling you, let's see here. I'm going to go back to the chat here. I don't want to miss somebody. Kevin, good to see you, man. Good to see you today. Let's see here. Come on. Let's do it. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Anybody? Not everybody at the same time, all right? We're not bald, we're shaved. Okay, that's true. We're not. Some people are bald, some people shave. I shave my head. I'm intentionally shaving my head. But my question for you is this. Going back to the question. According to a study, what 2 traits are men who shave their heads regarded as possessing? So if you shave your head today in the chat, if you shave your head, what 2 traits do you think you possess? Well, according to the study, more agreeable and more dominant. So let me know. I don't know if that's true. Let me know in the chat. Do you feel like as a person that shaves your head, do you feel like you're more agreeable and more dominant? I don't know. That's a question. More dominant or more agree? Hey, what's up, Lewis? Good to see you, man. I didn't know if you were still alive or what. I hadn't seen you in forever, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. I'm gonna put that actually in the chat. I am, because I think that is that's oh, that's a good question, man. That is a good one. I never knew that before. I'm gonna put that in there. I've got to. I got to put that there for people to come back later and say something. All right. What 2 traits are men who shave their head regarded as possessing? Letting me know in the chat. Obviously, most of you guys know that already. Make sure you hit the like button when you're coming in too, by the way. It does help. So, are you guys liking this trivia? What is a common misconception about shaving your head and hair loss? Anybody know what that main, common misconception is that people have when it comes to men that shave their heads? If you shave your head and you have hair loss, what is that misconception that people have? I'm just curious. I hear this misconception from my wife all the time when it comes to hair. I think it's I think it's funny, actually. The answer to this one is that it causes more hair loss or that the hair will grow back thicker. Isn't that weird? Misconception about people that shave their head, that maybe it'll cause more hair loss if you do shave your head. But then there's some people that think if you shave your head, you're going to have more hair that grows back, which is, my wife thinks that if you shave, she tells the girls, or I don't know if she told my girls, but regardless, the more you shave, the more hair might grow back, which is very, very untrue. Because if that was the case, I would have a big old afro for how many times I shave. And I'm just going to tell you right now, all those guys that shave their face that really want a thick beard, you can know right now that that's not true, because their beards still do not grow in full. Has nothing to do with shaving your head, all right, or your face. What is the term for the ring of hair that can appear on the head when thinning hair is shaved? And what is a common way to avoid it? So this will be the last one today, guys. The last trivia question for today, and then we're going to get right into it. So if you're coming in and you are wanting to hear the differences and my thoughts on shaved rotary shavers and foil shavers, I'm sorry that you had to wait so long. God bless you. Thank you for waiting 15 minutes into the video. You can always skip forward. I'll put that later on, that you can skip forward just to get to the meat and potatoes of the question of the video. And so this is the ring. This is what they call it. Are you ready for this? It's called the horseshoe effect. Shaving with a razor or using a lower clipper guard can help avoid this look. Isn't that amazing? The horseshoe effect. I always joke around and say, you know, if you got that horseshoe going on the head, if you got that, this is a new one that I just learned recently from somebody in the community. I thought it was really funny. If you got a cul-de-sac living like right here on your head, and it's like, you know, that cul-de-sac, you know, right there, and you got a little bit of hair right here, but you have nothing here. It's just kind of like, you know, just the street right here. Guys, listen, just shave it off. Just shave it off. Just shave it. Jump off the cliff into the abyss of looking better. All right? I'm just going to tell you that right now. Look better by shaving your head. All right? I'm telling you, it's changed my life. When I used to have thin hair, never really had a bald spot on my head, but I have light hair. And so when I went, you know, thinner on top, it just made it look like it was like really bald, you know, and you know, that's the thing, you know, if you have dark hair, there's some pros and cons to having dark hair. All right, here's some of the pros. The pros is you've got dark hair, you can see more of the hair, you know, but then it's like a double-edged sword, because the more darker your hair is and you do thin out, the more, obviously, the more baldness you see. And here's the thing, when you shave your head and you have dark hair, you can see the hair more than when you have lighter hair. So when I shave my head, you can see no, you know, obviously I'm a day out from a shave, but I'm gonna tell you right now, like, it looks more shaved and like there's no hair when I shave. But if I had dark hair, you would see a little bit of like a grayish tint going around my hair or my head, because that is the dark hair that's at the very, you know, tip of the follicles on top of your head. So, yeah, that's going to be the end of the trivia. So next time, come in, make sure you guys come in and know your stuff, or you will be fired from being on my channel, because you have to know this stuff to be on my channel. If you don't, then you're just going to have to go, because you have to know this stuff. You know, I'm going to tell you right now, wisdom with the wink. Alan's probably like, well, that's just, you know, I guess I'm not coming back because I just don't know these answers, and I'm going to have to go and do some studying. Alan, I love you, man. I'm just giving you a hard time. Okay, so let's get right into this. All right, shall we? If you're new, my name is Chad. I am the creator of Beards, Heads, and Threads. I own a company called BHT Grooming. I sell beard care stuff. If you are into beard stuff, if you're into want to grow a great beard, if you are into head shaving, I sell pre-shave oil. I go over a lot of head shavers on this channel. All right, I got Instagram. You want to find me on the gram? It's BHT Grooming. Simple as that. You can find me on Facebook. If anybody's actually on Facebook these days, there is a group out there that is ran by someone else, my wife, not ran by me, but I give her things to put on there, and I have a Facebook group. So you guys can go check out all kinds of beard stuff on there, head shaving stuff, do all that stuff. So if you're into head shaving and you've been looking at head shavers, you will know that my channel, my face is probably plastered on a lot of videos on YouTube when it comes to head shaving. All right, because I've done a lot of reviews. I've worked with a lot of companies. I've told companies that they need to fix their head shavers because they stink, and some of them are good. And I just am placed in a unique position where I can actually do that. All right, I have people that follow this channel. I have an audience. I have some influence. So, but I try to tell the truth, and sometimes the truth hurts. And, you know, the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free from being in debt to stuff that suck, that you spend your money on, and you certainly should save your money on some of these head shavers. So with that being said, I'm going to talk about some things, but I want you to know before you get too far in this video, there are some giveaways. There's some giveaways I'm doing. So just want to let you guys know that one of the head shavers we're going to talk about today, I will be doing a giveaway very, very soon when I hit 8,000 subscribers. All right, 8,000 subscribers is going to get you, if you are a subscriber of this channel, which most of you guys are, or all of you guys are if you're in this chat, you're going to get a BaldiePro by Grooming. All right, this is a fantastic head shaver, by the way. Very, very nice, but not everybody's going to get it. It's just going to be the winner. So you have to be subscribed to this channel to enter into this. And I will do a video when it gets closer so you know how to win this. At 9,000 subscribers, we're going to bump it on up. And I'm going to give away this Brio Raze. All right, 2.0, the new one by Brio, and that's going to be at 9,000 subscribers, so make sure you are subscribed to this channel. And at 10,000, y'all don't even want to know what I'm going to give away. It's going to be something amazing. It's going to be big. It's not going to be just for head shavers. It's going to be for beard people. Like, it's going to be tailored off of whoever wins it. Somebody might win it with hair and have a beard, so I'm going to get you something hooked up when it comes to beard stuff. If you're a head shaver, we'll hook you up with the beard or head shaving stuff. So it's a great channel. So with that being said, I also have a membership to this channel. It is called the Roundtable. And if you've never heard of the Roundtable, where you guys been? The round table is where the men come together and sit at the table at BHT, and we talk about stuff before it even goes public. We talk about like the insider stuff with the company, talk about insider stuff when it comes to the new scents that I'm planning on dropping before the public knows. We do giveaways monthly. 3 times a month, you can win a beard product that I make. It could be a beard wash. It can be an oil. It could be a butter. Who knows? It could be anything like that. But I give them away 3 times a month. So that is at the very least, a $20 value. And you can win $60 worth in a month. If you are a lucky winner and win 3 times in a month, you can certainly, there's no cap on that. All right, with that being said, you also get 30% off at my website, bhtgrooming.com. So if you want to be a part of those perks, make sure you go in the description of this video and sign up for the Roundtable membership, all right? You get direct access to me. And any questions, all that stuff, I'm always good about answering. So, wanted to get all that out of here. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about this. Rotary or foil shaver? Let me know, first of all, who do we have in the chat today that shaves their head? Obviously, we know that, Alan, you do not shave your head. I get that, and I appreciate you being here, by the way. So, the more comments you make, the better it is for the channel. It does help. We've got Abe Ailman in the house. Good to see you. Raised Bearded, what's happening? Good to see you. Anthony Martinez, it is good to have you in the chat today. Catching up on a lot of these comments right here. So, sorry, I'm dealing with some congestion here. So forgive me for the coughing. I have the mic sitting down here so I don't blow your guys' ears out when I cough. So I was told as a young man, if you want a beard, shave for a few years first and it'll grow thicker. So that is a very big misconception. A lot of people think that the more you shave, the more hair will grow back, and it's not true. Lewis, man, I've been great. Been fantastic. Just doing me, what I do. Comb overs don't fool anyone. That is the truth, brother. Come on. Boom shakalaka. So true. Those comb overs just don't look that good, do they? No, they don't. So we see, I have dark hair and you can see it, but a close shave, yeah, makes it gray or white looking. And that's fine. That's okay. That's okay, because there's ways to make your head look even better as you continue to shave your head. Now, there's some things that you can do as you move on, that you can use certain type of things that will help get that shine and just make your head look the best it can look with what you got. So let's see here. Same here, Lewis. Anthony says, let's see here. I'm trying to catch all these chats here. Who else do we got here? Did I miss somebody in the chat here? Did I miss somebody? Roman the Great. Higher output, I could agree with. I always like to welcome new people in the chat. We got True North. Good to see you, Chris. Always good seeing you. I'm actually shopping for a head shaver right now. Well, you were in the right place, man. You're in the right place because I honestly, I get emails all the time about like, thank you so much for your advice. I love this shaver, and I try to save people from making mistakes. I do. Some people may say, well, you're just going to push this type of head shaver because you're probably getting paid by this head shaver. And I'm the company. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I get paid from Amazon. You buy it from my Amazon storefront. I get paid from every one of these companies, some type of a percentage. Some of them I'm not an affiliate for, but I could certainly get something through the Amazon. So it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's really, it comes down to which ones do I lean to. Because if I get paid this pretty much the same, why would I go to one over the other? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I'm just going to tell you the straight, honest truth. And if you want that straight, honest truth, then you're in the right place because this is where you get the straight, honest truth. So if you're in here today, let me know who you are. I'd love to give you a shout out. So here's the deal. Rotary or foil? Let me know in the chat, which ones do you guys normally lean to? Now, most of you guys are probably going to say rotary because if you shave your head, most men, especially when you're new to shaving your head, is not going to just jump into a foil shaver because let's just be honest. When we start shaving our head, we have no idea what we want. We have no idea what's good. We have no idea which one's the most comfortable because how could you know that other than watching people's videos of people that know what they're talking about? So I'm going to tell you when I started with like a three blade rotary shaver. Or I think it was a Norelco, and it was okay. It wasn't the best, but it got me by. When I first started, I actually did use a razor, which I will say this, if you want the closest shave, you're going to use a razor. All right. We should already know this, but it is possible for people to think, well, these shavers may give a close razor shave cut. But let me just tell you this. If you have like a head shaver like this one, and the blades are on the inside, but you have a covering on the top, there's no way you're going to have that direct razor on the hair or the skin. So there's no way you're going to have a razor baby butt smooth shave as a razor. But we can get super dang close. And we're going to talk about that today. How do we get that super close dang shave? As these things have evolved since the 2010 is when I started shaving. I started moving and trying different things around. The store. I mean, there's a BaldiePro by Remington. So a lot of guys, what they do is they'll look for big names. They think big names are ones that I have to go to because I know that Norelco, they've been around forever. They've got to have a great shaver. Or Phillips, which I guess that's the same, Phillips Norelco, but Remington. Remington's got to be a great one, right? Because Remington's been around for a while. Or Braun. Now, there's some Brauns that stink, and there's a Braun, from what I understand, is great. I've never tried the Braun Series 9 Pro, but everything below that is just, not that good. All right, I'm just going to tell you that. They're just not that good. All right, if you want a trimmer, maybe it'll get you by. But we're talking about head shaving. We're talking about what ones give you the closest shave. So the one that I kind of was drawn to a couple years ago was this one. And the reason why I fell in love with this one is because, and really wanted to go the Brio route, by the way, this is the Brio Raze 2.0, is because I am a Brio fan. I started using Brio Beardscape trimmers and absolutely fell in love with them because, well, you get a trimmer that lasts 4 hours on a battery, and I can literally charge my Brio Beardscape trimmer maybe 2 or 3 times in a whole year, and it literally lasts that long. And yes, granted, I don't really trim a lot. I mean, come on now, I'm growing this beard out. But I do take some flyaways off. I do line up my lineups here. I do trim my chest on both sides for my meters. I'm a diabetic, so I have a meter I switch off every 2 weeks. And I use a trimmer, all right? I do. And so Brio Beardscape was there. It was the customer service was killer there. I got to know the owner and understood the customer service, how great it was, and just great, solid product stuff. You don't believe me? You can certainly just vet it out, do your own research, go online, type in the search, what is the best beard trimmer or Brio Beardscape, and see that I'm not the only one. There's several bearded guys out there that will tell you that one of the best beard trimmers on the planet is Brio Beardscape. All right. So Brio has a great brand. So I wanted to try their Brio Raze, and I tried their Brio Raze, and it did fantastic. I did a video on that, and it you know, micro viral, I guess. But I tried that and I compared it to the school shaver. So I do want to back up and let you know, when I first really went into like upgrading my head shaver, the first one that I did do was the Gold Pitbull Gold by School Shaver. School Shaver has a fantastic head shaver. All right, there's nothing wrong with those. A lot of people have mixed opinions. But you're gonna pay a little price for that head shaver. I think that the Pitbull Gold, the lot, like when I purchased it years ago, it was like $100, and that was kind of like, you know, I wouldn't go like silver. I wouldn't go below that. I certainly wouldn't go with the palm shaver. All right, from Skull Shaver. If you're gonna get serious about head shaving, you want to go the Skull Shaver line, and I should have put that in the description where you could buy one, but I'll do that when I get off this channel. But if you do want to buy Skull Shaver, you can always use the code MOUNJARBRO, MOUNJARBRO. That'll save you 10%. But you're gonna pay $100 at least for the gold, and that is like the sweet spot. You got the gold, and then it goes to the platinum, and then it goes to the diamond, which diamond, oh my gosh, you know, I don't know very many people that's going to spend $400+ on a diamond head shaver. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Platinum, maybe 150, maybe. I mean, still pricey, but the gold, you get everything you want. All right, you get the same motor as the platinum, same motor as the diamond, but it's just going to be, you know, less on the cosmetics and all that stuff, the way it looks, digital display and all that. So I started with that one. Then I went to the Brio Raze, and I compared these two, and I liked the Brio Raze better. I did. It was a lot nicer, and it lasted me a good year and a half, 2 years, and then the power button fell off. Okay, so one thing you got to realize with head shavers is, with anything else, over time the battery's going to get worse because you don't have batteries that last forever, and you're going to have some different prototypes that they come out with, different generations that aren't going to be as good as other people's. I remember when I first got my first iPhone. I think I got the iPhone 4. They came out with an iPhone 5, and you know, and it just kept getting better and better and better. So you can't really say, well, Brio's got a sucky deal because their power button fell off. Well, okay, well, that's why they made it better and upgraded it. And one thing I will say is they put innovation in their stuff. That's why they have a cleaning option on this that self-cleans itself. Downfall of this one, you know, when you pull off the deal here, you see it doesn't magnetize, it just clips. So you actually have to clip it or push it on, and a lot of those head shavers are the same way. They do the same thing. Like this one right here is a little bit different, and this was another one I'm gonna talk about that I just got not too long ago for a guy that has head shavers all over the place. This is a new one to me, all right? I've seen it, I've never tried it, and recently I had a chance to try it. But they have the heads that open up like this, and kind of reminds me of the Verishave. This one does with the head. You know, you could probably see that there's a lot in common with the Verishave with this one. It's got seven blades on it. They kind of contour this way, you know, and it does have a digital display. You can see right here. So I think there's a travel lock on this. 3, 2, 1. Actually, I think I just locked it. 3, 2, 1, and it's on now. Boom. All right. So that one is one that I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes. This one I fell in love with. This one is the Groomie BaldiePro. Only thing I don't like about this is I wish it had a USB-C charging capability here, which maybe one of these days they'll listen to me and come out with a new design for this one. All right, I mean, it's great. It shaves fantastic. It magnetizes. That's one of the things that I seen and fell in love with. You know, Hummingbird. By the way, Hummingbird has a head shaver. They've got how many do they got? They've got 4 head shavers. They've got an MK3, Stealth Edition, they got the MK13, which is the 7 blade. MK3 is going to be the 6 blade. And then they just came out with a new one that I'm going to talk about here in a second, which is a foil shaver, and it can be used for your head. And so that's the kind of exciting thing, because I've always been a guy that's loved rotary shavers. I always have. I always kind of thought, you know, rotary shavers, they're just not that good. They're not. They might be great on the face, but who's shaving their face these days? Unless you're a kid. Or unless you don't have a beard, which, you know, I make a joke a lot of times. And I'd say, if you don't, what do you call a man with no beard? A woman. All joking aside, I've always thought that the full shavers were better for people that were shaving their face, because when you have a little bit longer hair, they just don't shave as good as rotary shavers. And I will say this, at the end of the day, I do think that rotary shavers actually do feel more comfortable on your head. I mean, this right here compared to a foil shaver is going to feel so much better on your head. So with that being said, those would be like my top picks when it comes to rotary shavers. This one right here in particular, I just mentioned I was going to talk about this one. This is the Y-Claws. I think that's how you say it, Y-Claws or Y-Claws. Find these on Amazon. This is where I got mine at Amazon. And I wasn't sure about this. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories about it. This one's the model OP-002. I shaved my head with this thing the other day, and I was surprised and blown away how close this shave was. I mean, it took off hair real fast. It does have the, you know, the unique charging deal right there, so it's not like a USB universal or anything like that. But I was very impressed with this one. So just to let you know, this one did very well on my head. Now, I can't tell you the battery life, how long it lasts, you know, if it prematurely goes dead. I don't know. I've only had it for a couple weeks, but just a thought. By the way, if you're interested in any of these, there's links below. So with that being said, I'm going to talk about and shift this into foil shavers. Again, I've never been a big fan of foil shavers, and I've always wondered, can I shave my head with a foil shaver? And I shaved, I just got the other day this MK17 from Hummingbird. And this is what it looks like. And I did a review, all right, on my channel, kind of talking about it. I did a live stream, live shave with it. If you didn't catch that, you can go back and check it out. But the cool thing about this one is it comes off like this, you know, it just kind of clips off. The foil comes off, and it's got a couple floating foils. But what's cool about it is you can actually clip this other attachment on there and make it a trimmer. So if you're wanting a nice trimmer, you can do that, which makes Hummingbird MK17 pretty cool. I will say this, you got to be careful with some of these foil shavers. Some of the you know, I've been told for a long time that that the BaldiePro foil shavers are fantastic. I can't tell you if they're really, really good. I just can't, because I've never had one. I've heard stories that they're great, and I'm sure they are fantastic, but never owned one, couldn't tell you about it. But I can tell you about this one. This one's got 3 different RPMs, 9,000 being the top, and you can see it goes down. Let me see here. Push that button and it'll go down to, oh, that turns it off. This one right here will make it 7,000 and then 8,000 and 9,000. So the higher the RPMs, the faster it takes it off. I'm telling you, it works fantastic with cutting the hair. I'm telling you, very close. But again, just like a double-edged sword, you got to be careful, because if you have sensitive skin, all right, I tried this, and it kind of irritated my skin a little bit. It wasn't real bad, but it was right back here where I just kept going over and over and over, and it really irritated my skin. I have a friend that went off and bought this one and said, you know, he was at 9,000 and it kind of irritated his skin. You got to be careful, because the higher the RPMs with anything, you're going to run into a slippery slope of maybe being too aggressive. So you got to find your sweet spot. You know, 7,000 or 8,000 could be it. You know, 7,000 might work fine if you have fine hair. 8,000 if you got a little bit more coarser hair. If you have real coarse hair, thick hair, you can go for the 9,000. But I highly recommend that you wet shave with this. definitely wet shave because you can certainly dry shave with these, but anytime, even with rotaries, if you dry shave with a rotary, yes, it saves time. Yes, it's less hassle. All these things that I agree are fantastic to have, to use these things for. But I will say this, you do run into a potential of having really bad irritant skin. Okay, so make sure you put on a great pre-shave oil. I do sell those at bhtgrooming.com. Also, you know, if you really have sensitive skin, throw on some shave gel. I like doing like clear shave gel, and I'm telling you for sure, without a doubt, definitely use a moisturizer when you're done to treat that skin. If you're curious about what kind of moisturizers I use, I'll certainly, you know, let you know. I'd be happy to tell you. I answer, you know, people email me all the time. I always help them out and send them an email back when I check my emails. But that is MK17, all right? A fantastic foil shaver. Blew my mind and blew my head off when it came to my hair. So with that being said, I just discovered a new one. Randy, good to see you. I just discovered a new foil shaver. Now this one, I'm going to tell you, is not even out on the market yet. All right. So this is like the first time you're seeing this, other than my unboxing the other night of this thing. So if you are curious about this foil shaver, you need to tune in and stay connected to this channel, because I'm going to talk more about this as it continues to move forward and release. But this is not the final prototype. It's going to look just like it, I'm sure. But there are some things that they are fixing on this, and this is the Touch 2 Gold by Aberlite. So a lot of you guys may know Aberlite. They've come out with some really good heated brushes out there. A lot of reviewers out there have talked about it. I've never done a review on Aberlite because I've never owned an Aberlite heated brush. I'm not a big heated brush guy. I don't really use heated brushes. I think there's great purposes for them. Should I ever use one, I'd probably use one on my mustache. But they're good for people that want to, you know, tame those wild flyaways that come out like this on your beard. I think they're better for smaller bearded guys. If you have a shorter beard and you want to straighten it out, I think they're fantastic. But this head shaver, and that's what they're marketing this as, by the way, as a head shaver. That's why they sent me one. They sent me one because they know I do videos on head shavers, and they wanted my thoughts on it. And they said, hey, we want to send you one of our Touch 2 head shaver foil shavers, and we want your thoughts on it. We want you just to, you know, we don't necessarily need you to make content on it, which that's what I'm doing right now, right? And I did an unboxing the other day. That's what I did, right? Because that's what people want to see. They want to know what it is before it even comes out, right? What to expect. So it's definitely not paid. I'm not getting paid to do these videos. I'm doing it for my own self and for you. You know, who knows, maybe they'll get upset because I'm doing these before they actually are completed with it. I don't know. They didn't say don't do it. They just said you don't need to. And so I took that as, well, if I want to, I'll do it. But this is the Aberlite Touch 2. This is what it looks like. And I thought these were kind of cool looking, different. Kind of almost remind me a little bit of the Skull Shaver. You know how they have a deal like this kind of, but it's like reversed. You know, it's really comfortable in the hand. And so I thought, you know, this is a good way to do it right here. This is how I've been doing it. I just kind of put my hand right here in my head and just let it glide, you know, as it's between my fingers. I just let it glide like this, right? And I'm going to tell you guys, this one, USB-C charging capabilities, this one blew my mind. The MK17 blew my mind, and this one blew my mind. So I'm starting to really like rethink the whole foil shavers suck on heads, because after using these two, I'm going to tell you right now, pretty dang close. I'm telling you, probably closer than these rotary shavers. I'm just going to tell you, completely honest with you. The cool thing about the MK17 is you have that versatility. You can change the RPM. So if it's too much for you, you can go down to 8,000 or you can go down to 7,000. This one only has 1 RPM. It doesn't necessarily have a digital like battery life indicator like this one does. You can see the 78% here, which Hummingbird This one's got the USB-C too. It comes with the stand and all that. Really heavy metal. I mean, just very well built. And you drop this thing probably 20,000 times, you'll still be okay. That's the Hummingbird MK17. I do have a link for all the Hummingbird stuff on Amazon, but really impressed by this one. I really am. I really am. I think a lot of barbers are going to love this thing. If they're into BaldiePro, they want to go like a cheaper option when it comes to money. The cool thing about Hummingbird is it offers high quality, high premium tools like trimmers and shavers and all that at a lower price. So they're very competitive in price, and you're getting a fantastic deal here. Like, I mean, just like the beard hedger, they have, I think it's MK9, if I remember correctly. They've got so many MK trimmers and shavers. They just keep popping them out, and a lot of emphasis on innovation and stuff like that. But this one right here, though, this one is a cool design. When you turn it on, you'll see that it doesn't, it kind of, you can see it kind of illuminates through this plastic down here. And you just hold that down for a couple seconds and it turns on. So it's already on, but that's the battery life. So you can see how they show the indication of the battery. So it's not like a digital, like when I say digital, it is digital obviously, but it's not like a percentage. So but I've had like 2 shaves off this thing so far, and so you can see that's the battery life. I've had this in my shower. It's been wet. It has been wet, so I have just tested it out in the water to see. This is a prototype, so they're supposed to be sending me the actual finished one when they do. But so I'm like, well, what do I have to lose, right? This just comes off like this, and there's the actual foils right there, 2 of them. Just snaps on like that. They do send you in the box an extra cover here, all the charging stuff. But I was really impressed by this. And so Hummingbird, okay, so this is where I really love the interaction. This is where I love these questions. Hummingbird or Freebird versus Freebird? Don't go Freebird. All right, and I'm going to make some people at Freebird mad. I'm telling you, I used to work with Freebird and their Flex series and their Pro, and I've done a review on them. And I'm telling you, this is not to cause people, ruffle people's feathers. This is just my honest opinion. All right, some people may love that Flex series. Some people may love the Pro. Some people will swear it is the best shaver they've ever had. And that's great. I'm glad they do. I'm glad they found something great. But coming from a guy that has tested probably 30, 40 head shavers, if not more, I'm going to tell you that I don't ever use Freebird. I don't. And again, I nice people at Freebird. The people there are very nice people. Probably some of the nicest people I've ever worked with. But in the end, nice people don't give you a nice clean shave, all right? It's nice tools that do it. And as much as I like those people over there at Freebird, in fact, I had Freebird had asked me when I did that video about 9 months ago, you guys probably caught it. It's something like, I tested all these head shavers and these are the best ones I found and ranked them. And I even ranked it like the ones I didn't like. Freebird never even made it in the video. And so they reached out to me and they're like, what can we do to make your list? And I said, well, you can fix this, and I would probably like your head shaver. And so, and they said, thank you for the input. And that was it. And so maybe they'll come out with a new one. I just, to me, I'm not going to make videos on a head shaver that does not work well for me. And so it doesn't matter how much a company wants to pay me to tell people that. It's just what it is. All right. And so I would definitely go Hummingbird over Freebird. I would. Freebird, they want to lock you also into subscriptions, which I get it. Like if a company is going to, Groomie does the same thing. And I love Groomie. All right. I love Groomie. I love it because it shaves well. But they do the same thing. They want to lock you into these blades, getting a subscription to these blades. All right. I don't have a problem with that. I understand if you're going to buy this head shaver outright, you're going to pay like 60, 69, 70 bucks, something like that. But if they're going to discount it down to $29.99 for you to buy it, you are going to get into a subscription, because that is how they make their money back. That's how they do it. They've got to make their money somehow. And when it comes to business, it's about business. It's about customer service, but you still, if you don't make money, you can't really grow a business, right? You can't come up with new things because you have no money to do it. So, I get that. And I tell people all the time, if you're going to buy from these head shaver companies, just make sure when you're checking out that you read the fine print. Read it. I mean, you can't really get mad at them. I mean, I think, it's could be kind of deceiving. But at the end of the day, that's your responsibility. That's my responsibility for making sure that I'm reading the information before I sign off and buy something. Okay. So with that being said, I would go Hummingbird. Hummingbird, you buy it on Amazon. You could buy it on humbirdusa.com. I don't even know. I think if you use BHT 20 or MJB 20, I don't even remember, you can get 20% off on the website. But I do know that it's a company in New Jersey. They're a newer company, came out last fall, so about a year into it. They pride themselves off customer service. So if you have problems, they'll take care of you. Going back here, what's up, Chad? Been missing you, Clyde. Good to see you. I did get your email. I thought, well, I'll just address it today, and I would send an email back to you. That it's just preference. You said, do you want to get MK17 or do you want to wait and go ahead and get the Aber Light Touch 2? Preference. I like them both. As I said earlier, the MK17, you can have more versatile as far as different RPM settings, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. It's a lot heavier than this one. So, I mean, something to keep in mind, heavy duty. It's going to be well built, probably built better than this because this is plastic. Well, I mean, it feels like it's like a mixture of like a light metal to plastic, but it feels plastic. Like a heavy plastic, if you will. But this one's all cased in metal. But do you want one that's you're gonna hold like this, or do you want one that would be more like this? More like this, where, I mean, it comes down to ergonomics. They're both going to give you a fantastic shave, both of these. All right. If you're not careful with both of these big boys right here, they can irritate the crap out of your skin. So you need to be careful when you use foil shavers on your head. I'm telling you, I'm just going to tell you right now, if you're not careful, you do not lubricate and take care of your head with an aftershave moisturizer, clear shave gel or something like that. I know these, people say, well, why would you use clear shave gel with the foil? Well, because I don't want to have an irritated head. And coming from a guy that's shaved his head for years and have used several, Rotary's always going to feel so much better on your head than a foil, but those foil shavers get so dang close. You just got to be careful with how you treat your head. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Randy, to get to I had the Groomie and loved, but no, I noticed the display wasn't showing. Asked the numbers. It finally died last weekend. Now I'm looking for a replacement. How long did you have the Groomie BaldiePro? I'm just curious. I know some of these head shavers, they're going to go out, and it's weird. It's not like one is the same as every one of them. It's almost like a guitar. I'm a guitar player, and I can have like 20 Gibson acoustic guitars, and every one of those acoustic guitars is going to sound different. It's going to play different. It's just there's just going to be that one or two or three or four, whatever, depending on how lucky I would be. That would be an incredible sounding acoustic guitar. And, it's not every one of them is going to be identical. So I know it probably sounds weird when it comes to manufacturing, but you got to realize that every one of these head shavers are made in China. Okay. So what that means is the infrastructure is not here. We have to have them make it because they got all the chips and all that stuff, right? So the quality control is not there. I'm going to tell you right now, in China, there's no quality control. It's not like American-made brands. It's going to go into, you're going to have inspections, going to inspect it, Q&A, all of these things. You don't have that stuff in China. In fact, what you have, and I'm just going to tell you right now, because I've worked with Hummingbird on some of their stuff, I'll tell you right now, you have a company in America that will come up and design it, engineer it all, have something amazing, the innovation, all that stuff. They'll get in contact with China, and what will happen is China will have them sign a contract with them, and they will start making it. And what do? Immediately they turn around and they rob them. They just knock it off and make a cheap generic one of the same thing, and they just advertise it a different way. But it's still made in China. You can't be guaranteed. Sometimes, these things will sit in Amazon's warehouse. I just found out the other day, and I'm not going to tell you the company because I'm not going to bash the company, but I got a head shaver from this company, and it was used. It came from Amazon, and it was used. And I reached out to them. I said, listen, I got 2 head shavers you sent me, and these clearly there's hair in these shavers, right? And they're like, you got to be kidding me. What the heck is going on? We're getting in touch with our Amazon people or whatever and make them do a whole audit of their inventory. And that's what they did. And so, it's getting to the bottom of this stuff with these companies. Okay, if you send me a shaver that's used, I'm going to call you out on it. And so it made them go over their whole inventory. So you got to know, guys, if I'm on this stuff, I'm going to help you guys out because, somebody's got to tell them, listen, this is ridiculous. You don't send used head shavers to end users. And I'm not blaming the company because, these companies that I deal with that are higher up there, like the CEOs and stuff, they don't know what's going on in the factory. So they're going to get to the bottom of it. But the fact of it is that we need to make sure that we're getting the best thing as an end user that we're promised. And so, that's just the idea. We might have a BaldiePro or a Brio that just doesn't have. By the way, there was some issues going on with the Brio Raze. I found out, and I reached out to them, and they said that there was some weird battery deal was going on, and there was a fix to it. By the way, if you have a Brio Raze and your battery's jacked up, reach out to me because I'll tell you. There's something that you need to do with it to get it fixed. And it shouldn't be that way, but it is what it is. I mean, people have bought these shavers, and maybe there's a glitch in it and there's a fix to it, but it is what it is. I mean, I would rather get that glitch fixed than turn around and buy another shaver if there's a fix to it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see here, maybe 5 months. What's a good aftershave lubricant? So what I've been using is the Cut Buddies Bump Buddy. I've been using that. I swear by it. I have my own company, BHTGrooming.com. I wish I made my own aftershave moisturizer and clear shave gel and all that stuff, but I don't. I'm not there yet. I'm still growing as a company. I've got the beard products and stuff. I've got the pre-shave oil and every scent that I offer, but I'm still working on innovating things that will work, But one thing that has worked for me very, very well is the Bump Buddy, B-U-M-P Buddy. It's made by the Cut Buddy, and you can find it on Amazon. That's where I get mine. I buy mine. I don't just get it given to me. I buy it. I've been buying it for several months, probably the last year almost. Smells incredible. It comes in a little glass jar, but I also use a spray from the Bump Buddy. I mean, they've got some great products. You may like their head shaver, you may not. They did upgrade it. I don't have it here, but I bashed on them before about how the motor in it is just not that strong. It's got a little head that, the doors flip open like this one, which I don't like that on head shavers. I just don't, preference. But if you don't have to open the heads and you can sit it in the water and turn it on and it cleans itself out, I can deal with that. But it's very comfortable. I love the ergonomical feel to the handle that they have, but they upgraded the shaver to a 9,000 RPM. The Groomie BaldiePro has 10,000. So I don't know if I found one that has higher than 10,000 or that's another 10,000 as the the BaldiePro. But it does a great job. At that RPM level, it really cuts through, it cuts like, what do they call it? Butter, like through butter. But again, going back to it, geez, I don't even know where I was going with this. My memory's so bad. I don't even know where I was going with that. I don't even know. Didn't know you played. I'm a sax player. Yeah, I play guitar. I play a lot of music. I wrote my own music. I've been blessed to have music played on the radio. So Very, very blessed guy here. I've been playing guitars for probably the last 30 years. Uh, American made, all that good stuff. I'm a drummer. All we need now is a bass player, BHT house band. There you go. There you go. In fact, I have a concert on Saturday and was able to go to the prison. Listen, this is a cool little side note. I know this isn't about head shaving, but I stepped my foot into the prison out on the yard for the very first time a few weeks ago, and got to go out there and be in front of like probably about 600 people in that prison. And got to do music on stage, and it was amazing. It was incredible. Going into the prison, a little nerve-wracking, but going into a prison and doing music, it was pretty awesome. I have a buddy that told me to use witch hazel after I shaved my head. Saw another guy that used sea breeze. Your thoughts? Honestly, I've never used witch hazel. It might be something that I want to check out and check into. I've never tried it, so I couldn't tell you. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. The Cut Buddy has a spray, and it's called aftershock spray or aftershock treatment. It comes in a plastic, like plastic container. It almost looks like it could be an aerosol, but it's plastic. It's got an atomizer on it and a blue cap. You know, it's all plastic, but it's a spray. Some people like to put it in the refrigerator, and when it gets cold, right after you shave that head, you spray your head. And I'm telling you, it's gonna immediately tingle and sting, okay? Because you got that close, shave. But I think it does great. It stings a lot back here because I get the most like irritation back here in the bottom of my neck. But I spray that, and then I put that Butt Buddy on, and I'm telling you, it works wonders. Wonders. I love it. Incredible stuff. But I'm just curious, guys. Have you guys ever tried a full shaver like this one? And maybe not this design, but have you ever tried a full shaver on your head? Have you ever used a full shaver to shave your head? Or have you always used a rotary shaver like these ones in the past when it comes to electronic head shavers? If you guys got any questions for me, like, maybe throw at me a head shaver, you want to know my thoughts on it, let me know. I'll be happy to help you and tell you my thoughts right off the top. Save you from making a mistake on purchasing a head shaver that may not be a very good. Yes, the Bump Buddy is the same as Cut Buddy. So yes, the Cut Buddy is what makes the Bald Buddy, which the Bald Buddy is the head shaver. The Bump Buddy is the moisturizer. All right, so it's made by the Cut Buddy. So if you see Cut Buddy on Amazon, you can, again, if you want to go buy something on Amazon, you don't have to. But if you want to support this channel, if you click the link below on my Amazon, it's probably about 3/4 down in the description. It says Amazon storefront, BHT Amazon storefront. It has the Butt Buddy on there, and anything you buy on there will give it a little bit of a kickback here, but it doesn't cost you anything extra at all. It just supports, showing that I've kind of led you guys to that to help you out and to help this channel out as well. So I want to do another. I'm going to start doing more videos when it comes to these head shavers. I think what I'm going to do is another video very soon that is going to be like my top picks for 2026. Wow, that's pretty good, right? I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. I mean, that's what, listen guys, that's what happens when you're a songwriter. You always try to come up with words and phrases and stuff. My top picks for 2006. When it comes to head shavers, which head shaver are you recommending? Hummingbird has my eye. If you recommend them, which one? So it depends. It depends on what you're looking for. Obviously, I told you about the MK17. If you're into a foil shaver, this one's going to absolutely give you the closest shave. But again, if you want to hold it like this, it's kind of heavy. It's a big boy. You got to be very careful with this one because, with any of these full shavers, they so close that you're going to have to always be thinking about, your irritation on your head, at least for me. Maybe not for you. Maybe you've got like a head of steel. You don't have to worry about that. But MK3, it's a 6-blade head shaver. All right.
The battery life is going to last you the longest in that, okay? It's, you know, the MK3 was the first one that I got from this company, and I was like, man, this is a great head shaver. The way it flexes, the heads magnetize on it. I wish I had one right here. I didn't bring one, but because I had these other ones, but you know, it's gonna look like you know, a palm deal. You know, it's not gonna be like this, but it's gonna be more like this, all right? But the heads, they magnetize, they come off, they're easy to clean. It does have USB-C charging capabilities, which those are things that I really do like a lot. It has a big digital display, tells you the percentage on it, battery life. It has a travel lock on it, which most of these do already, but they always come, every one of the MK trimmers or shavers from Hummingbird come with a travel case. So they're all gonna have like a travel leather case, comes with them. And they're going to have 1 year warranties on everything. So you just reach out to Hummingbird in New Jersey. They'll send you another one or replace it, or I don't know what they're going to do, but they'll take care of you. But they also have one, it's called the Stealth Edition. It's called MK3 Stealth, and it's going to be the same exact guts as the MK3, but it's going to have a little bit different cosmetics to it. It's going to look different. It's going to have different like grips to it. And then you bump up to a MK13. It's going to have a lot, it's going to have a bigger battery, but it's the reason why is because it's got an extra blade to it. So it's going to have 7 blades, but the difference is it's going to actually flex like concave instead of convex. It's going to be different the way it contours to your head. I love the MK13, fantastic, bigger display on it. But the battery life is going to get like, it's going to go out faster than the MK3 just because it's got an extra blade and it's got to work harder than the MK3. So I would say if you are wanting something like that you're going to just keep at your vanity, I would definitely keep the MK13 where you can plug it in and keep it charging. If you're on the road, you travel, MK3 would probably be best because it has the longer battery life in it. Either way, they're all going to do a great job. And then again, you've got the MK17, which is going to be the foil shaver, and this is the newest edition. They're raving about this one. They love it. I'm going to be doing a video soon on this one when I let my hair grow out a little bit longer, where you can actually see the hair coming off. But with me, obviously, you know, this channel, it's hard for me to keep my head shaved or let my hair grow out because it takes about, you know, a good 7 days for me to really see a lot of hair thick, because my hair's so light. You know, for somebody that had dark hair, they could probably wait 2-3 days and boom, they can just go ahead and shave their head and you can see the hair coming off. But for me, I have such light hair, you can see it takes me about a week to really start seeing the contrast. And I've had people in the past that have said, man, this dumb, you know, your head's already shaved. No, it's not shaved. I actually have hair. You just can't really see the hair. But that's for another thing. So, but yeah, I really do enjoy Hummingbird. So my top 3 picks, maybe 4 now, because of this new Aberlight that's come out. I'm very impressed by Aberlight. I really am. I'm gonna have to tell them. I wish that it had a digital, like actual percentage, knowing what the percentage is on the battery life, but everything else other than that is fantastic. I can't really say anything bad about this thing because it cuts like a beast. Fantastic. But like I said, Groomie BaldiePro, Hummingbird, Brio Raze 2.0, the new Touch 2 by Aberlight that's coming out very, very soon. I will keep you guys updated when it comes out. And Skull Shaver. I mean, I don't use Skull Shaver very often, but I know it's a good brand. I mean, I will say that, you know, for me, a lot of times it comes down to customer service too. Skull Shaver doesn't have the best customer service, and some of you guys may know that. I've been saying that for the last year. You know, I think that customer service is a big deal. I put a lot of emphasis on customer service in my company, BHT Grooming. So with that being said, those would be, man, it's tough. It just depends. Randy, are you wanting something that's just going to stay at your house on your vanity? If so, you know, if you decide you want a foil shaver, go with the MK17. They even have an MK2, I believe, that's a full shaver, but it's not as good as this one. This is the professional upgraded one that barbers would probably be using. But if you travel, MK3 would be a great option as well. So it just depends on your application and your lifestyle, what you like to do. So Let's see here. The MK17 really has me intrigued. I want a little closer shave than my Rotary without using a razor. I usually shave in the shower. Does that change anything? No, these things work fantastic in the shower. I've tested them both out. This one, like every one of the trimmers from Hummingbird, they're IPX7 rated. They have a body trimmer. They got a body trimmer. I'm just gonna tell you this right now. They've got a body trimmer, you know, and it's I can't remember if it's MK6 or MK5, but you can find it on Amazon. But it's got a light on it, and I'm gonna tell you right now that thing. My wife steals it. I use it. I sometimes if I trim my back or something, it works fantastic. Again, I trim my chest on both sides, you know, every 2 weeks to put a new meter on that adheses to my skin. So I have to make sure it's clean shaven. And I use that body shaver, and it will not snag hairs. So, but I use it in the shower. And these trimmers, every one of these trimmer shavers, they work that are from Hummingbird. This one worked very well in the shower. I got it wet, didn't have to worry about it. Worked fantastic. The Groomie BaldiePro's been in the water so many times. And even though it's, you know, it's open and, you know, you don't have to worry about that, which you probably already know that, Rainey, if you've had the Groomie BaldiePro for 5 months now. Really enjoying the BaldiePro. Yeah, I really do enjoy the BaldiePro a lot. I do. In fact, I'm actually working on a video for Groomie on their head shaver because I love it so much. So who knows? Maybe you'll see me on a video from Groomie. I don't know. Possibly for Christmas, you know, talking about how good they are. I don't know. But again, this one right here, it's just a cheapie from Amazon. Did a great job. If you want to save money, you can't afford the Groomie. You know, even though some people say they can find it for $29.99, it's probably with a subscription. So if you don't want to go that route and don't have the money for it, this one, again, I don't know the battery life for sure on this, how long it's going to last, but the shave surprised me a lot. One downfall from this one, though, again, just like the Very Shave, you know, if you got to open these up and clean them all the time, you're taking a chance of breaking them because that's a lot of blades to have to pull off and clean every time. And so, and these, I'm going to tell you right now, these things right here, I don't know how much these are for this company, but for Very Shave and for a lot of these other companies, they're not cheap, all right? Think about, you know, you buy these cartridges for your razors. Over time, they get expensive. One of these heads for me, they say change them out every 3 months. I'm just going to be honest with you to save you money. If you keep them clean, you can have them for a long time. All right, a lot longer than 3 months. But then again, it comes down also to how coarse is your hair as well, because the more you do it, obviously, the more you're putting on these blades. So my question for you guys, if you were to, as I'm ending this video, if you were to tell me right now, which one would you rather use, in your opinion? Would you go rotary or would you go foil? Just a curiosity question. Randy, thanks for stopping by, brother. Which one would you go? Would you go rotary or would you go foil or would you go rotary? Let me know in the chat. I'd love to know. And if you're catching this replay, let me know. Come back and let me know in the chat later on in the comments, rotary or a foil. Now, again, if you guys want, I could probably, you know, maybe snag one of these from Hummingbird and do a giveaway. I don't know if Aberlight will do that. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with this company. They just reached out to me and asked me to do this. Maybe. I don't know. Obviously, you know, there's a Brio Raze on the table for a giveaway coming up very, very soon. And Groomie BaldiePros, I'm telling you, I'm going to be doing some giveaways for this company. Actually, I'm going to be doing some giveaways for myself for this channel, giving them away to you guys because you guys support the BHT. So let me just say this. Anthony says rotary. So I'm probably going to go for a rotary. So listen, I don't blame you guys. I don't blame you. You know, I love how close those foil shavers are, and there's nothing wrong with those at all. But, you know, you got to also think, you know, if you're in a hurry, you want to take care of your head, make sure that, you know, it's not going to be over irritant Rotary is a very good way to go. I will say that the Flex Series, the BaldiePro. Let me just say this. Let me just get this little wisdom advice. If you take any of my advice, take this. When Christmas comes, which we're only like what 59 days away. When Christmas comes, or Black Friday comes, or all these sales come, and you're going through Walmart or you're going through some big box store, and you happen to come across Remington BaldiePro, bunch of boxes sitting on a shelf, end cap, whatever. Just keep walking, smile at it, and say, "You suck, and I'm not buying you." That's what you need to do. I'm telling you, some people swear about BaldiePro, how great it is, but I'm telling you, it tore my head up. You're paying about 50 to 60 bucks for one, and the heads, you got to pry them off. They're just not that good, guys. I mean, there's so many better options out there for you for your money. You'll save a lot of money in the long run going to somebody else, because here's the deal. If you buy a BaldiePro and you're like me and it tears your head up and you just don't like it, you're going to have to return it. And hopefully they will return it. But even if you're like, okay, it's okay, and then eventually you're like, I just really don't like this one. The battery life stinks in it and blah, blah, blah. Well, you've already spent 50 something bucks. And guess what? Now you're looking for another head shaver. So you want to find something that's going to have some longevity. It's going to last over time. And, the question is, which ones do you pick? It's always better to, I don't want to say always, but it seems this way. Let me know if you guys agree with me in the chat. Doesn't it seem sometimes like it's always a better choice to wait instead of buy right on the spot? Like we go to the store and we need this now. We really, really want it, and it's right there to buy, but it's not the exact one we want. So we settle for the one that's there because we want it now. And we can't wait for the delayed gratification to buy something online that's actually a lot better. And so that's just me. That's just how I am. I'm always big on, well, I don't know if being in the store is better. I mean, they offer like low tier things in the store, it seems like these days. I mean, even when you go to the head shaving cabinet, usually they have silver. They've got the skull shaver silver, or they've got the the Manscaped, dome shaver, but they don't have like the golds or anything like that. They never have the high end ones because nobody wants the good stuff. They're just going to go with the cheap stuff because I need one right now in a pinch. So anyways, that's going to be my thoughts on Rotary versus foil shavers. Good to see you, Dave. So, if you have any questions, make sure you let me know. Send me an email, info@bhtgrooming.com. I would be happy to answer your questions. If you are in my roundtable membership, shout out to you guys. I know you guys get a lot of the insider stuff. You guys get all the information of new things coming to the company and what I'm doing, new scents you're going to be dropping. You get 30% off of everything on my website as far as products, and you get 3 giveaways a month. So I've had several people win beard oil on my giveaways, and a beard wash, all kinds of things that they're winning on my giveaways on my my round table. And so that's where us men come together at the round table and talk about it and stuff, talk about different things that we want to talk about. But alone, getting 30% off a month from BHT Grooming, and possibly a chance of winning 3 beard products from BHT Grooming a month, it pays for itself over and over and over. So how much is around here? I think it's like $7 or $8 a month. $7 or $8 a month. It's not very much, but like I said, if you turn around and win a beard oil, that's $20 value. You win a wash, that's $20 value, and you get 3 chances a month to win these, and you get 30% off everything on my website when it comes to the product. So I mean, let's just say you buy $30 worth of stuff on my website. You've already saved yourself $9, and that practically pays for the membership itself. So just building this membership, BHT Roundtable. It is in the description if you want to become a member. I've had actually people come on recently and buy other people memberships, which is mind-blowing, because I got another channel that I do, and people are always buying people memberships. It's just like the spirit that they have over there of just kindness, things like that, which is mind-blowing. But here, I was surprised the other day to see somebody do that. And shout out to a buddy of mine, 30J spray for doing that the other day for a guy in the chat. So very, very kind of them. And I always know that you can't ever outgive. When you give people stuff, you know, it comes back to you every time. So, but again, that is the round table, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited to meet with these guys and do these giveaways and talk about some things. I got to sit with the guys the other day in the round table and take, you know, just ask advice. What do you guys think that can make my company better? And they get to give me their, you know, I give them my ear and I listen to what they think. And so, you know, they're going to have part in helping me with this company as it's growing and coming up with some cool things outside of the box, because nobody wants to be like everybody else. I don't know about you guys, but I do not want to be like every other company out there. I want to be set apart, something different. I want to be innovated and coming out with something that's different. And that's probably why I'm always different. Hey, there we go. We've got Ryan Gardner in here, and he is one of the BHT Roundtable members. We were just talking about how the roundtable, all the men get together and talk about things to help the business get better. And excuse me, did you win something the other day? I think you did, didn't you? So you practically made your money back over twice when it comes to being in the roundtable membership. So shout out to Ryan Gardner in here in the house. This guy is a beast when it comes to customer service, and very proud supporter of BHT Grooming, and I highly appreciate that, brother. I do. It goes a long ways to have support. You know, as a small company, there's a lot of companies out there that get all the hype and all the talk and stuff about, but you know, then you got small companies that just don't have a lot of the hype. But you know what? Word of mouth goes a long ways. He got some beer wash, and I hope you don't get drunk off of it. Just kidding, man. Just kidding. So, but yeah, that's gonna be the video today, going over Rotary versus foil shavers. My thoughts on some of these head shavers. You know, I took some questions, gave some answers, some advice, some opinions on some of these head shavers, to tell you some things that I would kind of stray away from if you're leaning that direction. But again, at the end of the day, you know, you have your final choice, which ones you want, and you know, just because I love something doesn't mean everybody's going to love it. If I hate something doesn't mean everybody's going to hate it. I mean, it's just everybody's thoughts and opinions are different. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I've heard a saying before that everybody has a couple of opinions. And you know what they say about those? They say everybody has a couple of opinions, and they say opinions are like armpits. You know, everybody has a couple of them, and most of them stink, right? So I had the worst timing ever when getting into the live streams. It's all right, dude. It's all right. I went live today at 2, because was it 2? No, I went live at 2, didn't I? Wow, I've been on here for an hour and a half now. Wow. Went live at 2 today to try to get everybody here. So I'll be doing another live and another, I'd say probably more than likely, I'll probably do another live on Thursday, if not before that. So I will be coming back on and probably talking about beard care stuff that day. I talk about head shaving stuff a lot on this channel, talk about beard care a lot on this channel. So if you're into those two types of things, you know, you're going to love it here. There's going to be another day I'm going to talk about fragrances. I'm going to talk about my top picks for the fall, what I'm going to be rocking this fall when it comes to fragrances. Of course, these fragrances can be found on Amazon and all of these, you know, designer, what do you call those, discounters. You know, you never buy, by the way, do not ever buy fragrances from the store like Dillard's, Bon Mar, these boutiques. Don't do it. I could tell you how to save a lot of money, where to buy your fragrances at if you're a fragrance guy. I'm a big fragrance guy. I've been buying fragrances for years, and I've saved a lot of money. And there's some things that you can do to save money by buying like testers. You know, they're brand new in a box that, you know, may not have the packaging just like a brand new one you'd buy at the store, but the whole bottle and everything is identical to everything else. It's just in a box that a store got to have as a tester, and they had extra, and they sell it way cheaper. So I can tell you places where you can find that stuff, save you some money. Have yet to try a full shaver. I've always been skeptical, and Rotary is just an old reliable. I'm stuck in my ways. No, I get it. I get it. I love Rotary shavers. They're easier on the head. I was just saying that this MK17 earlier and this new Aberlite Touch 2 that I did unboxing the other night about are very, very impressive for how close. I think they probably have a closer cut than any of these Rotaries, but you just got to be careful on the RPMs when it comes to the MK17, because 9,000 can be a little too much on some heads, but some heads may need that. Some heads may need a crack or two, you know? My son's looking at me like, what? Do you want me to crack your head, boy? No, you just, you know, some people's heads are more, you know, apt to being more irritable than others. And so, and I like the fact that they have different variations. You can go 7,000, 8,000, and 9,000 RPM, so you can adjust to your head. But yeah. And I know you love your Groomie BaldiePro, right, Ryan? Hopefully you found some good advice on that one. Again, I love my BaldiePro. Which ones do my wife and my girls use? I mean, if you really want to know which ones are used the most in this house, you can always know by my recommendation to my kids and my wife. I've let my wife try the Skull Shaver, Pitbull Gold, when I got it, because I thought maybe I'll get her one. She didn't like it. I let her try this other one. She ended up liking the Brio for a while. And then I showed her the Groomie BaldiePro, and what happened? I've got to get a BaldiePro. I've got to get one for my legs. And then my daughter started shaving their legs, you know, young girls, and they've never cut their legs. They've never had to nick their legs or anything with a razor, because they use this and they love it. Wife can do it on the way to church. She can shave her legs anywhere in the car, dry, and it may not give a razor shave, but it's pretty dang close, and nobody's going to be able to tell the difference unless they rub. And ain't no guy rubbing on my wife's legs, all right, except me. So nobody has to worry about that. In fact, I was telling a young adult in our young adults ministry from our church about the head shavers, and a couple girls were like really interested in getting a head shaver, because a lot of women think they're just for heads, but they're actually trimmers. They actually work on your legs, arms, wherever. I don't recommend shaving your arms if you're a guy, but I'm just saying, all right, you just never know. Some guys might like to shave their legs and their arms because they might be swimmers. Who knows? So anyways, guys, I hope you guys had a great day today. I hope this was very helpful for you. If it was, please consider hitting the like button, double tap the screen. It does help my channel. Every comment that's dropped, it does help this channel. It helps kick it out in the algorithm, all that type of stuff. But if you're not, into head shaving, that's fine too. I'm very much into beard care stuff, clothing. I'm going to do a video sometime soon going over some different clothing, apparel. I mean, I've got some new t-shirts on my website that I'm very happy about. I'm a very big, huge fan of t-shirts that aren't just 100% cotton, but feel good on skin, all right? I know cotton's really good for fall and winter time, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. When I get cotton shirts, I'm tall. I'm a big guy, but I'm not like really wide, all right? I'm taller, I've got wide shoulders, but I'm not like big round, all right? So it's either I get a 2X where it's longer, or I get a 1X where it shrinks. 2X, it gets a little wider, but it's got longer on the length because I know it might shrink a little bit. And so these shirts, I believe they're 40-60, and so they don't really shrink. They feel really good, and I love the hoodies. The hoodies are nice because they're comfortable. Again, they're not 100% cotton. But I'm going to be rolling out with some new hats too. So if you guys are a hat guy, you can see back here, I'm a big hat fan. I've got a guy that's going to start making me some hats that have like a leather patch and some metal maybe on there, and it's going to have that BHT Grooming logo. So I'm super pumped about that one. Not the cheapest hats, but they will be quality. They will be high quality, Definitely worth the money for it. And so stay tuned to bhtgrooming.com. If you have not went over there to subscribe to the email list, do it, because I do send out emails of new drops, like the new drop that I just dropped a couple days ago, which was the new apple ember. If you're into apple, cinnamon, all that type of stuff for fall, it's there. It just released. I did also the week before release Cocoa Reserve. If you're a brownie guy, like a gourmandy guy, you love the smell of brownies. Probably not for everybody, but there are guys out there that like that. That is also available on the website. A new one's dropping next weekend, and the new main line is coming in a couple of weeks. I'm super pumped about it. Blue Suede Ember. So make sure you guys stay tuned to that. All right. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for joining me today on the stream. Ryan, thanks for showing up, buddy. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you all. Thanks so much. See you later.